Hi guys, I'm Epicordy. In the last video I mentioned how before I got into video games as a kid I mainly played with Legos. Honestly though, it was really fun to share some stuff about myself, so why not talk about how I got into video games? And besides, I've just watched Nate Fox talk about how he got into TF2 and... alright, none of you probably care, but hey, this is my channel, so if you don't like it, you can just leave. Wait, don't go, okay? I need the views. I'm like the tiniest gaming channel out there, okay? You here? You good? You good? We're good. Okay. So, let's go way back to the ancient years of 2011. That's like a singular year, but still. I was 9, and my main pastime was, as had been established, Legos, and I spent more hours than I think I've ever logged on my Steam account total building with these little blocks and creating all kinds of wacky stories with them. The only video games I played were LEGO Star Wars and its derivatives, and curiously, my parents wouldn't let me play anything else since they had a Christian level of prestige master and were about as uninformed on video games as Bumblebee is on aerodynamics. So, mainly whenever I could play or get on the computer, I would either play the Flash games on the LEGO site, or I'd play LEGO Star Wars with my sister. And, okay, as a few side notes, I actually have a few interesting stories about LEGO Flash games. I'd often accidentally stumble upon old, outdated sites for old LEGO set lines and play the games. Some of them were actually pretty fun, although, since they were deprecated, they were often pretty buggy. Back when I didn't know about domains or much of anything about websites, I just assumed I'd found some kind of secret, and it was really cool, actually. Anyways, I played the ever-living crap out of LEGO Star Wars in co-op with my sister. We'd often speedrun levels, try to get every collectible, which we never ended up doing, come to think of it, unlocked secrets, and found a few glitches along the way, and since my parents were my only source of information on video games, I just assumed that other video games were evil things that rotted brains. That is, until I saw some teaser art for a game that was in pre-alpha at the time, but would go on to influence my life and put me on a path that would change it forever. Yeah, that game. Ho ho ho. Oh man, was LEGO Universe hyped. In fact, that was probably the first time I'd ever really been part of hype. There was so much teaser stuff. Random crashed pods hidden in LEGO stores for a few lucky people to find, mini-games hidden on the LEGO site, pre-alpha concept art leaked in LEGO magazines, and later on there was a bunch of gameplay and there was closed beta, and it was just so good. The promises were, at least for a 9-year-old me who had no idea how games worked, sounded too good to be true. Playing with other people from across the world online, being able to find someone at any time, huge expansive world, and being able to create your own virtual minifigure and have cool gear to equip it with, going on quests with your friends without having to invite them over. I know, these sound like standard features in any MMORPG ever, and they are, but still, I had no idea how games worked back then. This game was kinda like some sort of magic for me, and you know what? When I pre-ordered it and it came in the mail and it started up and dumped me into a spaceship after months of waiting for its release, it pretty much was. The game was, okay, well, it was pretty mad by my standards today. In fact, it wasn't really that good, but back then, pure amazingness. After finishing my homework, I would make a beeline for the computer my family shared at the time, and I played LEGO Universe for hours on end. It was massive and deep for a kid's game. There were tons of worlds, loot drops, varying weapon qualities, tons of enemies with different strengths and weaknesses, and even some community-made maps based on existing LEGO themes. I quickly learned where the best areas were, as well as how to grind, find glitches, and use the game world for some unintended side effects. I basically became a tiny gamer, which was basically what the game kind of trained people to do from square one, which was pretty awesome. Hell, there was even a trading economy where if you went down to the large town areas in the game, you would find tons of players packed into the zone, buying and selling their rare items. Towards the end, I even got pretty involved with trading as I tried to get enough in-game money to buy the gear from the new updates. Basically, LEGO Universe was what us professional gamers call the shit. Then, one day, something went up. There was a big new patch leaked, and that was supposed to bring all new enemies and areas, but instead of patch notes in the announcements page, another kind of announcement went up. LEGO Universe is coming to a close. Now, I'll admit it, I actually cried when I read the post. Hell, I'm fairly certain I went through the 5 stages of grief after I heard the news. LEGO Universe was my life for the year it was active, and I was legitimately heartbroken, but nonetheless, I tried to move on eventually. I heard about a little game called Clone Wars Adventures, which is the Star Wars game based off of that horrible CGI show that I enjoyed back then because I was like 10 at the point, and that's the market it catered to. I played that for a while, and I even laid down a $50 fee to get a membership, but overall I just got bored eventually. Then I heard about this game called Minecraft, and I hadn't bought it at that point, just heard of it. I did, however, watch a lot of Minecraft YouTubers, specifically Ant Venom. Oh man, Ant Venom. I watched him so much my dad eventually told me to turn down the volume when I watched his videos since my dad had gotten sick of his voice. True story. But anyway, good old AV went over this little program once called Minimator. It was a animation program that you animate stuff in Minecraft. Big surprise. I got the program, and I noticed a couple things, notably a folder of skins called Craft Fortress 2. Now, at that point, I was pretty casual about games. I still hadn't even bought Minecraft since I thought it was too expensive. There's a laugh. And later, my friend Seth, or as you might know him, Colfinator, told me about this hilarious internet video called Meet the Pyro. I'd heard about the video from Minimator, so I thought I'd give the video a try. And you know what I thought the second after seeing it? That was hilarious. I was laughing my face off, and I still do when I see the video. I think there's something wrong with me, come to think of it. I watched it over and over again, and wait, what? Team Fortress 2? What's that? Oh, whoa, that's awesome! And it's free? Well, sign me up. A Steam account? Well, what's that? Well, it's free, so why not? What? This game is awesome! What else does Steam have? And that, my friends, is how I became a more hardcore gamer, as well as how I started playing TF2 at age 11. Yeah, come to think of it, I probably shouldn't have been seeing that much gory awesomeness at that age. Whatever the point is, at that point I had gotten really into Steam and, of course, gaming. And, as they say, the rest is history. All because I answered the call to save imagination. Thanks for watching. I mean it.